Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you'll listen to Attack of the Beats on illmusic.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. And coming up this week, actually, it's the end of the month, really. It's the Beat This competition, and there's a theme, electric guitar, so make sure you get your beat ready if you want to compete. And even if you're not competing, actually, especially if you're not competing, make sure that you stop by and vote, because that's very important. You know, it's all about community. We're trying to help each other. See who's got the best beat and who can do the best and all that good stuff. So, all right, so let's get into it. First up, we got Can't Keep Still with I'm Hurting Bad here. Let's check it out. All right. I guess that was Can't Keep Still with I'm Hurting Bad here. All right, so this beat's not too bad, but the main thing is that synth that just cuts off. Okay, I wasn't crazy about that because of that cutoff, you know, and it kind of ruins the rest of it in a way, because like you had some nice sounds, like that nice pad at the end that was really, really good. It's just that I just wanted to hear that sooner. And even when you brought that pad in, it complemented the synth really well. It's just that, again, you know, I'm still listening to that synth just cutting off like that. You know, so sometimes it's okay to have it cut off, but sometimes it's not. You know, and usually, like for me, if I cut something off like that, what I'll do is I still try to transition to the next part. You know what I mean? Like, so let's say, you know, you play that synth and it lasts for like 1 or 2 bars. You know, for when you go to the next bar, you know, I try to bring in like another sound or even just like have a delay on that synth or something like that, just to kind of fill up that gap or whatever. So, yeah, that's the main thing. And, but besides all that, I mean, okay, the piano was nice. But again, what was missing was a bass, you know, a bass line. That's what I was expecting, because after a few bars, you know, after about 8 bars, I was expecting some kind of bass line to come in with another lead, something like that pad that you had at the end or something like that. So I think that not having the bass line was a big no-no for me. So because that would definitely bring out the rest, you know, and actually it would kind of cover up the synth then, I guess, that cuts off, because, you know, especially if you have the bass, you know, that fills up that space or whatever. So try bringing in some kind of bass line. You know, I guess in your case could be a saw bass that probably fit really well. So try that and see how it sounds. But yeah, just a few little fixes, you know, and the drums were a little laid back for my liking, but for what you were going for, I mean, they're okay, they're good, they're good. They complement the rest of the stuff, you know, so it's not too bad, you know. But mainly the bass line and that synth that cuts off, you know, that's the main 2 things that need to be addressed. So. All right, so next up we've got Capino with Arena. Let's check it out. All right. I guess that was Capino with Arena. All right, so for this beat, actually I like it. It's a good beat. But with the kick that you have, it thumps a little bit or whatever. But with the kick that you have in that mix, I would expect the snare to have a little bit more presence. Okay, so with this style of beat, I mean, I know that's what the type of snare that you guys usually use and all that stuff. That's fine and whatever. But in that case, I would probably bring. Just bring it up more in the volume and stuff, compress it a little or whatever, and add some reverb, just something like that, because just to make it sound a little more lively, if you will, so because I'm not crazy about snares like that, so I'm old school, I like the hard-hitting snares, that smack and all that stuff, so but you can also layer with a snare like that and see how that sounds or whatever. But the drum work is really nice though. I like what you did. And the 808 is good because you're not using it too much, which is good, because so many times I have to mention that, the 808s is a little too heavy, so, and all the synth work is really well done. So I have no complaints about that. But the main thing was the horns. Actually, was you just brought it in for a little bit, but I was like, again, it's just so hard to find a good synth horn. And just the other day I saw one and it sounded really good. It was like authentic. It was sampled from, real horn players and all that. But the thing was huge. I mean, it was like 64 gigs or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not downloading this. I'm not checking this. I don't have room for that. So, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you can find that, but it's like, again, like I said, to me, it was so big, but that's because it's, it's real sounds, real samples or whatever. So when you're using the synth stuff, so in your case, maybe just try an actual sampled horn, just sample something and try that, see if that works. And it's not a huge deal. It's just that, for me, I noticed that right away when it comes to horns, so try to sample and all that, and yeah. But the main thing is the snare. For me, as the snare, just try to bump it up a bit, try to give it a little bit more presence. All right, so next up we've got Fury Beats with Irrational Infatuation. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Fury Beats with Rational Infatuation. All right, so for this one, it sounds good. I like it. I like how the keys sound and all that. It's a little bit on the R&B side, the whole beat, it really is. And I mean, that's okay, whatever, but this beat definitely would be good with some vocals on top for sure. That's the first thing I thought of, is that, obviously it's just for beats or this beat competition, but in the long run, if you want to do something with this beat, some vocals on top would be really nice, and yeah, definitely some R&B style or whatever. And I like the drums when you brought it in, a little drum break or whatever you're using there, but I just didn't like it when you all of a sudden cut it off and then went back to your hook or whatever, so first of all, with that drum break you have, that too, I think it needs to just be it needs to be a little bit more present in the mix, like I was saying with the previous beat, just to kind of bring it up a bit, because it doesn't sound really like it matches the rest of the sounds, you know what I mean? So it's hard sometimes, especially if you're using a breakbeat. I'm assuming that's what it is. So just try to bring it up a little more, in the mix, and compress it a little, make it sound a little tighter or whatever. So, and definitely a little louder. And but the thing is too is that when you just cut off the drums like that to go back to the hook or whatever, I mean, that's okay, but I always see that as a great opportunity to do something with it, So for example, you could still have your drums on the hook, but have them maybe lower in the mix, and maybe double them up, like do a double time thing, you know what I mean? So just something like that, have that going double time, but the rest of the sounds are still going the way they're going, you know what I mean? So try something like that, because it's kind of like a lazy way, no offense, just kind of like the lazy way to just cut it off like that and go to the hook and all that stuff. But then again, it might just work like that if you have vocals on top. So, but that's what I'm saying, like, but for this, for this Attack of the Beats, I'm judging it by the beat itself, and I would definitely do something on the hook there instead. So, but it's a nice beat. I like it, and just make a few changes and you'll be good to go. All right, so next up we've got Lily Chill with Basic Training. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Lily Chill with Basic Training. All right, so for this one, that's a really nice beat. I like this. The drums are nice. The kick's a bit heavy, but just a bit. Just a bit. I noticed it, but just a bit. But drums are really nice. I like what you do with that. Good drum work. And it's a nice little tune that you have. That's the main thing. Is that, I mean, I don't know what you're using, or whatever, but it just sounds like a nice little tune that you put together. It's just that there's a couple spots where it just kind of, the note just kind of carries. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much being done with it. So I just think there's a couple spots where there could be a little more variation in it, or whatever. So But the beat itself, it sounds great on its own and everything. It's really good. And like I was saying with the previous beat, it'd be great with vocals on top. I mean, I'm judging this by the beat itself, but yeah, with vocals, it would definitely be even better, So yeah. But the thing is, when you have, I like when you put the like a low pass on the main part of the beat. Okay, I mean that's really good and everything. It's just that and you did have a few sounds coming in and out at that point, but I think you could have added a little something else, like some quiet strings or something like that, just something chilling in the background right there and stuff. Because I'm guilty of that myself. When I make a beat like that, I do a low pass filter on something, but then it kind of sounds empty, the whole beat. You know what I mean? So it's good if you add a little something or whatever. So, but again, like if your intention is to do that and then have some vocals on top later on. Then hey, by all means, do that or whatever. But for the beat itself like that, yeah, I think maybe I was thinking a little quiet strings or guitar or something like that in the background could be good. Yeah, just because low pass, that's what happens. When you do low pass, that's because you're trying to open it up to bring something else in. You know what I mean? So it could be vocals, could be another instrument, whatever. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that kind of technique. And yeah, but it's a good beat. All right, so next up we've got the last beat. It's Onikaf with Calling You. Let's check it out. Alright. Okay, so that was Onikaf with Calling You. Alright, so this beat, this is interesting because I like the beat. I really do. It's a very well put together beat, very well done and all that stuff. But I've had this issue in the past with the Attack of the Beats, is that I try to, make sure people remember that I'm looking for a hip-hop beat. You know what I mean? So in this case, even though it's a really well done beat, I gotta take points off, man, because it's the synths are very nice and all that stuff, but as soon as the drums started coming in, I was like, it sounds more like an EDM beat or something like that. So that's the impression I get, So I mean, if you want to make it more, hip hoppy, whatever you want to call it, I mean, you could keep everything as is, but just the drums, swap it out for some like a famous drum break, for example. Just doing that, maybe slowing it down a bit. Just doing that would definitely make it sound more hip hop, you know what I mean? So I had that just a few episodes ago. Somebody did that. There was a beat, it sounded good and everything. It's just that to me it wasn't hip hop, you know what I mean? So that's the only thing I had to really criticize, because it was well put together. It's a very good beat. It's just that unfortunately, it's for me, we're not talking about hip hop here, So and I think I think I don't know if it was you or someone else that was doing that. Like you were trying different stuff, experimenting with different styles or whatever. I can't remember, but So in that case, yeah, you're trying something different. That's cool, whatever. And like I said, it is good. It's just when you're talking hip hop, I wouldn't go with this one. So yeah, but if you, like I said, if you want to make it more on the hip hop side, try a drum break and just throw that in with your synth. Boom, there you go. Maybe some vocal snippets here and there, and then it'll definitely sound like a hip hop track. So, but for what it is that you have, yeah, it's very nice. I do like the synth. The drums are nice. Like I said, the main thing is that it's very well put together. That's what I like about it. So, yeah. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drum roll please, Copino with Arena. Let's check it out.